falling in love with Jesus, falling in love with Jesus, falling in love with Jesus, the best thing I've ever done. What's up, Cherishing Flow fam? Welcome back to my channel where I am all about love, positivity, being a girl boss, and everything in that vicinity. In today's video, it's a hair video, you guys. It's a hair video. Basically, I'm going to be telling you guys tips and tricks on how to maintain healthy, luxurious locks. I'm saying that and I haven't even done my regimen for today and my locks are feeling kind of dry. But I'm still going to give you guys tips because I do have relatively healthy hair and I love my hair and I have taken the time to take care of it, and I would like to help you guys do the same thing for your lovely locks. If you're new to the channel, then go ahead and subscribe and turn on the notification bell. There will be new hair videos in the future. If you're not new to this channel, then thank you for being here. Welcome back. And thank you for loving me as much as I love you. And yeah, let's get into the video. Tip number 1 is to wash your hair. I don't know why this is so difficult for some people with locks. I know they say don't wash your hair, or I don't know what it is that people be saying when it comes to locks, but wash your hair. It'll stink. It'll be dirty. It needs to be washed. It may make it take longer for it to lock, but I would rather have clean hair that takes longer to lock than dirty hair that locks instantly, because then you lock in all that nasty dirt too, and it's gross. It's gross. Wash your hair. But also, with that tip, I will also say this. Do not over wash your hair. Some people will wash their hair. You do not need to wash your hair every week. I'm sorry, but that is not necessary. And because of the type of hair that black people have, people who have curly, kinky hair, you will strip your hair of the moisture that it needs. You cannot wash your hair all the time and expect it to keep in that locked moisture. It will literally dry your hair out, thin your hair out. It can really be damaging to overwash your hair, and it's also not necessary. You're wasting water and you're wasting your own time. Let your hair's natural juices and oils, unless you're somebody who has really gross hair sweat or whatever and you need to wash it, or it's gonna be rank, then you might want to wash it every week. But I would advise washing your hair. I wash my hair every 3 weeks to a month. And my hair has never had an odor problem. My hair has never had a problem with dirt building up or anything like that. I would say wash your hair when you see there's dirt build up and there's an odor. When you see that, when you start to see that you're having a lot of build up and problems, then wash your hair. But don't go washing your hair every week just to say that you washed your hair. Tip number 2, and a really big tip, something that I do not see enough people say, is to make sure that your hair dries properly. When you're styling and all the other stuff, some people will tell you to wrap up your hair, and that's true. That's an accurate statement. But what you not want to do is wrap your hair up before it is dried. Let me tell you why. If you have locks, even the shorter locks, you know what you can get if you're wrapping your hair up? If you're putting in your little Bantu knots and your hair has not had a chance to dry enough, you can get mildew in your hair. The same way laundry, when you leave it without putting it in the dryer for too long, get that nasty mildew smell, that can happen to your freaking locks. And if that happens to your locks, they're done for. There's no fixing it. You can't wash it out. You can't do it like you do with your clothes. The hair just gotta go. So you need to make sure that you're not wrapping your hair when it's still wet, when it's still soaking wet and fresh out the shower. You need to let that joker breathe. Let it air dry. I air dry my hair. Okay, so if you're the type of person that air dries your hair, then you need to make sure that you're letting your hair air dry for a while before you start the styling, before you start wrapping it up, because otherwise your hair is going to be in some deep doo-doo. Tip number 3, keep them moisturized. When I first started my lock, I never moisturized. To be honest, I really didn't do anything the first year or two of having my locks. And when I finally started moisturizing it and spritzing it on a regular basis, it was so thirsty that it was just soaking up all the moisture. I had to apply so much more than I do now for my hair to be properly moisturized, because it was so thirsty and so dry. Your hair gets thirsty, y'all. You need to make sure that you're moisturizing, using the leave-in conditioner, using the oils to your scalp. Make sure your scalp stays oiled and moisturized. Take care of your hair the same way that you take care of your skin, okay? It needs the moisture. Tip number 4 is do not retwist your hair all the time or retighten your locks all the time, because I have interlocks. I know a lot of people say interlocks are good, but we're not gonna get into that right now. But don't do it all the time, because it pulls on your hair, it tugs on your hair, it's not healthy. You gotta let them grow, let them be. They're not going to be completely neat all the time. It's not necessary. That's the whole point of locks. Like, it can be very damaging to your roots, and it can damage how well your hair grows in the future if you're constantly retwisting and pulling and tugging at your scalp and your hair. It can thin them out. That is something that I've seen a whole lot. People end up with those really thin roots. You see like those really thick locks and those super ugly thin roots that look like they about to just fall right out your head. And then you see people who be like, years later, you see them, they have a bunch of locks missing. It's because you're thinning out your hair when you're retwisting it all the time. You need to let your hair breathe, let your hair be, let your hair just be your hair. Tip number 5 is calm down with the products. Let's chill. Okay, you don't need 100 different products in your hair. I literally use 2 products in my hair, and that is it. Other than my shampoo and conditioner, I use my leave-in conditioner that I use daily, and my baobab fruit oil that I use every now and again. Those are the things that I use for my scalp, and my hair flourishes. The point is to find good quality products that works for your hair, and only use those. You do not have to use 100 different products in your hair. It's not healthy. That's how you get so much hair buildup and so much gunk and crap in your hair to the point where you gotta wash it like every 5 days because you have way too much stuff in your hair. It's not healthy. Your hair will grow and have its own natural moisture and its own natural way of growing. Stop trying to force it. Stop trying to push it too hard. Just take care of it as naturally as possible. Tip number 6 is to get yourself a hair routine. Every 3 weeks to a month, I wash my hair. I have a way that I do that. I have a way that I tighten my locks. I have a way that I do just about everything. And I have a daily routine on how I moisturize. I spritz my hair with my leave-in conditioner saturated with some water, and I every now and again, every 2 or 3 days, every 3 or 4 days, I put in my baobab fruit oil into my scalp and into my hair, and that takes care of it so well. My hair stays luscious. It be okay. Get a routine. It also makes it a lot easier. It just makes it automatic so that your hair knows it's being taken care of, it's being loved. Your hair needs love. It needs that. The same way that you have a skincare routine, you need to have a hair care routine as well. My last and final tip is know your hair. Everybody's hair is different. Now, mind you, I am not a lock expert. All I can tell you is what works for my hair, but at the same time, your hair may not operate the same way as my hair. You may need to wash more, you may need to wash less. There are some people who literally don't need to wash their hair but every 2 months or so, and their hair flourishes. You need to figure out what works for your hair. Everybody's gonna have tips for this, that, and the other. I have pretty strong hair, so people who have more sensitive hair or hair that is more prone to breakage and stuff like that, they're the ones who have to do their hair a little bit differently. They have to change their routines a little bit differently. They have to use different types of products. They have to use more products. They have to use no products. Know your hair. Learn your hair. Experiment with this, experiment with that. Figure out what your hair responds to the best and does the most. Not just the most growing, because I know everybody just dreams about having those long, luscious locks. But think about also what makes your hair the strongest, the shiniest, the most moisturized, the most light feeling. That's also important when it comes to hair health too. Not just how long it is. How thick is it? How thick is it growing? Those type of things you need to be thinking about too. Know your hair, learn your hair, and then act accordingly. Do your research. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that healthy hair tutorial. I am not healthy hair tips. I am not a lock specialist. That is not what I do. There is a guy who I've been watching recently, and he knows a lot about locks, and he's really good. So I'm going to leave his videos in the description box below. If I can find his name, then I'll put it up on the screen right now. I really like his videos, and I actually be learning some stuff watching his videos when it comes to locks and stuff. So I will leave his stuff in the description box below. He's really somebody you should be watching if you're trying to do your research and learn more about locks. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed what I had to say anyway, and you found it helpful. If you enjoyed this video, then go ahead and still give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the notification bell if you haven't already. There are more hair videos to come, I promise. If you're not new to this channel, or whether you are new to this channel and you've made it to this point in the video, then leave a bomb emoji in the description box below. A bomb, like, you know, a boom bomb. So yeah, I'm losing my voice, dear Jesus, and I have another video to record. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.